Welcome to Real Talk with DERLINE Pierre-LOUIS. I am DERLINE Pierre-LOUIS. As always, I want to thank you for your support, for listening to us, for streaming us, for watching us on all the various platforms that we are showing on every single day at 4 p.m. My name is DERLINE Pierre-LOUIS, and I have a special guest for you. Yes, I say that every episode because it's the truth. My show has the best guests ever. We'll be right back, and I'll introduce my guest to you.
Bookkeeping, payroll, taxes. When these critical business services are well managed, you'll better manage your workload. At Economic Solution Services, our firm provides top-notch professional accounting services, business consulting services, and back-end management to small business owners. Whether you're a sole proprietorship, corporation, or nonprofit, call us for high-level customer service, guaranteed results, competitive pricing, and a dynamic business relationship. Schedule your free consultation today.
Real talk. She's so cool and she rocks. Italian Piere, name it Italian Piere. Let's go. She's so cool and she rocks. She's so cool and she rocks. Real talk.
Welcome back to Real Talk with DERLINE Pierre-LOUIS. I am DERLINE Pierre-LOUIS. We thank you for your support. We thank you for streaming and watching us every day on this platform at 4 p.m. This episode of Real Talk is very special to me. I have the opportunity and the privilege and the honor of introducing a young man at a very tender age who has accomplished so much in his life, and he is just starting. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome my guest to Real Talk, Jammy Pierre-LOUIS. Jamie, welcome to Real Talk.
Thank you for having me.
So we'll give you brief instructions on Real Talk. We're in front of 3 cameras.
Okay.
I have my camera, you have your camera, and then we have our camera that we share.
Gotcha.
So from time to time, you'll probably drop a gem or you'll drop a nugget. And I know there's somebody out there, maybe you're younger than you or of your age or even older, who may need to hear that again. And I'll say, look into your camera, and I want you to just drive that point home.
Okay.
All right?
We can do that.
Simple rules.
Okay.
And then the other rule we have with Real Talk is you got to be real.
Just be straight up.
Just be straight
All
up.
right.
That's why it's called Real Talk. If we touch a topic you don't want to talk about, say, you know what, you can generalize it. You don't have to go into detail because we don't want anybody being hurt. We don't want
Gotcha.
anybody's feelings. And we don't want you to be in a state of vulnerability if you're not ready for that.
Okay.
You ready to be real?
Let's go. I'm ready.
Welcome. All right. So, Jamie, tell us a little about you.
I'm Jammy Pierre-LOUIS. I am Miss Derline's youngest son. I graduated last May from University of South Carolina, Aiken. I finished my basketball career up there, and I played basketball my whole life, so that's kind of like my identity. Like I would say in South Florida as a basketball player,
Yes.
but I'm kind of like trying to shift it right now because I let go of basketball.
Did you really let go of basketball?
Well, I train little kids.
Okay.
I train ages from, it doesn't matter the age honestly, but I train right now ages from like 6 to like 10.
Okay.
And I do that 3 times a week.
Okay.
It's on my schedule, but I have a group of kids that I like to train. So that's my way of connecting with basketball
Okay.
still. I didn't really want to coach, like be in control of a team yet, because I want
Yes.
to kind of figure out what I want to do in life,
Exactly.
what's next. And I don't want to have make that commitment and not have the time for those kids.
Exactly.
So that's a big deal.
Because as a man, your word is...
Your word is bond. Your word is law.
Your word is law,
Yeah.
exactly. So tell us a little about you. You said that you've had basketball's been your whole life. Explain that.
So from about, I'll say 4th grade or 3rd grade, I started playing basketball, and that was because my brother Stefan, he quit football, and I was a football player. So then I had to go to his practices with all of us, and they would have enough kids sometimes, so I'd have to step in and play. And I remember I had so much fun. Like that's when I knew I was like, there's AC. I could be inside, and I could still play a sport I like. I was like, let's do this.
Yeah.
And I didn't look back. I
Okay.
love basketball, and I've done that my whole life. Through middle school, I played AAU basketball my whole life. High school, I played competitive high school AAU. Went to junior college to try to make it D1. Almost got it. Decided to go D2, high level D2. Graduated from there. It was a long journey.
Yes.
I feel like I played a whole NBA career. I'm only 25, so.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
In 25 years, you played a whole NBA career. That's
Yes,
how you feel.
That's how I feel.
Okay.
It's definitely a great experience. I traveled the world
Yes.
for free.
For free.
I got a free college education.
Yes.
No
Well, I
college
would
debt.
say free because you had to have the grades.
Yeah,
You had
yeah.
to have the character. You had to have. So you weren't just an athlete. You were also a student.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to have the grades and the character and the whatever the criteria were that you needed in order. So it wasn't, you didn't have to come out of pocket, or your
Yeah.
family didn't have to come out of pocket, but somebody paid for it.
Of course, somebody paid for it.
And then, but you paid too, you contributed.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure if you didn't have the grades and you weren't a great
I
basketball
was gonna say you have
player,
to be good at the end of the day to get a full ride.
to get a full
believe
ride,
in
yeah.
you know.
They have to believe in you, but you have to believe in you.
That is true.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So look into your camera and tell a young person who's probably in the 3rd or 4th grade when you started, who's watching this or streaming this with their parents, and parents, we encourage you to have your kids watch these shows. Tell them the journey. Paint a picture for them.
If you really want to make it in basketball, I would say if you want to make it in anything, you have to really have tunnel vision and really lock in. But ultimately, you have to keep the end in mind. Keep the end in mind. Where you want to go is always in the back of your mind. And if you're taking a baby step every day, you don't have to always, oh, I can't dunk today, now tomorrow I'm dunking. That's a huge step. A baby step is, I couldn't touch the net yesterday, now I'm getting closer, I'm an inch closer. You take those baby steps, every baby step is a route to success.
Ooh.
And that's the definition of success.
Yeah.
Like, you have it in mind, and you're taking the steps one at a time to get there is a successful person.
Okay.
Not having $1 million makes you successful. Like, no. Having a goal and working towards that goal every day, you're successful. And that's something I believed and I learned. I caught on to that very early, but my mom could vouch for me. I was grinding. Like, there was no one to tell me. If you need someone to tell you to go outside and go play basketball, it's probably not for you, honestly. You have to just love it. Like, it woke me up. I was up at 6:30 going to the beach.
Yes.
I was in the driveway waking up the whole neighborhood, dribbling.
Our neighbors, we thank you for your patience.
So it's like, you gotta really want it. You gotta have that passion. But at this age too, if you're a 4th, 5th grader, I would say learn how to have fun right now.
Yes.
Like, basketball is fun, and it becomes like a job when you get older, when you get into college, and there's more politics involved, and there's money involved, and the coaches get fired if you guys lose or win. That's when it becomes more serious. But for right now, have fun, make mistakes, go airball, you gotta try things. You gotta test your skill, test that talent, you know? And that's what I would say right now, is just make sure you're having fun playing it.
Yeah. And it's not just basketball, it's any sport, or any activity.
Anything you're doing.
Anything you're doing.
If you don't love it, you're not gonna last.
Yeah.
You won't last in it.
Yeah. So what lesson do you feel that basketball taught you and is still teaching you?
That's a great question. I can't just give it one lesson, but basketball has taught me that, like, it taught me a lot, so I can't.
Okay, just give us a couple.
I can just tell you what it's done for me. It showed me the world. I've been to places I never would thought I would end up. I've been to New Hampshire, Boston, New Orleans a couple times, Houston, like places I've never been just on some vacation traveling. I went with basketball. So I kind of saw the world. I met great people. Like, think about all the teammates I had in my life.
Yes.
4th grade teammates, 5th grade teammates, 6th grade, middle school teammates, high school there's new teammates, and in college I went to 2 different schools, teammates there, teammates here. Like, they'll transfer, like people I met for a little bit and left. Like, I met so many great people that are all over the world. I know people in China, Australia, the country Georgia, and like, I have that connection. So I don't think it honestly taught me how to be a better people person.
Yes.
How to communicate, because to be on a basketball team, you have to be held accountable. You have to be coachable. But you have to know how to communicate, though, like to get your point across. And I feel like that helped me communicate.
So what position did you play in basketball? Well, actually the positions, because as you're evolving.
So I always, growing up, just off the size, you know how it is. Like, you're tall when you're in 4th grade, you're center. So I was always like the medium-sized guy. So I was point guard growing up. And then my friend Jashawn, he got recruited to my team. And he was just a great facilitator. And I like to shoot. I was always been a shooter. I could shoot out the womb. That's what they said.
Yes.
But I was born I could shoot. So I've always been a shooter. So my coach put me at the 2, shooting guard. And I was so disappointed when that first happened. Because I was like, I want the ball in my hand. I want to be the point guard, playmaker. But then I realized I can score. So I was actually an undersized 2. So I'm only 6 foot tall. And for most people that's like kind of tall, but for basketball,
us shorties, that's very tall.
in the basketball world, I was the smallest person on my team all the time. But I played the two. I didn't play the point guard because I could shoot the ball so well. And yeah, that just taught me that it don't matter if you're good at something, you can do it. Like you can do it.
And I can't remember. I know you know more about basketball history than I do, even though. Believe it or not, I don't know if we told you that your dad and I named both you and your brother after basketball players because we love basketball so much. But as a player, what is it that you feel that you could do better, that you feel like you didn't have the opportunity to do it or you didn't put the effort in to do?
One thing I would say, and this is something I'll look in the camera to say, is don't take anything for granted. Any situation you're in, any moment, even if you're not playing your best or being in, you just feel like you're not being valued in that situation. Don't take it for granted because you're always going to look back and feel like I could have done this, I could have done this. You're always going to have something you could have done, you know. And then the one thing I would say with basketball is, I think I held off a little bit. I was so worried about preserving my body, making it far without injuries, and I did. I didn't get hurt.
Thank God.
In basketball, I did not tear anything. I didn't break a bone. But I think that kind of stumped me from my full potential in the sense of I could have been out there more aggressive, being reckless, going to the bodies, playing through contact. And when I did play like that, I had a lot of fun. So I kind of was like, so I would say not being so timid, not being so scared to make mistakes, not being so in your head. Just play basketball. You know what you can do. More. You know what you can do better than anyone else knows you can do. So it's like, just do you.
That is so true.
Yeah.
I want you to look into the camera again and speak to a young man, a young woman. Not just basketball. Say what you just said again. Not be so in your head.
Don't be so in your head. If you know you can do something, you can do it. Because you're the only one that really knows what's going on in your head. And you know what you can really do. So you have to prove it. So I would say.
And you prove it to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't do it for other people. Like do it because you want to do it. Like that's something like, for example, basketball, I got doubted a lot. Like, oh, you're too small. You're not going to make it far. Nah, you won't go to college. Nah, you're not going to do it. I just always heard that. And, of course, it's going to get to you.
It hurts.
It hurts, you know, because someone's talking about your talent, something you take pride in. But you know what you can do. Use that as fuel. But I proved it to myself. I didn't try to prove those people wrong that I could do it. See? It was more so like, nah, they said I couldn't do it. Look, I did it.
Yes.
And it's for me, though. It's not for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we've touched basketball, and of course we'll always pivot back into basketball because basketball was, see, since third grade, fourth grade, I can't even remember. I remember both of you guys being on the football field and you being a great thrower and your coach being really mad at me when you chose to go basketball route instead of football. But the decision was yours. And that's one thing I feel as a mother, as a parent, that I took pride in. I allowed you guys to make those choices.
Yeah.
So academic-wise, what is it that you feel like you could have done better? We're going to ask the same questions for basketball and academic. And where you are right now, how comfortable are you and confident you are that you did what you did?
With school, I've always been a good student in the sense of I just got by. You know what I mean? But
you could have done better.
I could have done better. I could have had straight A's and all that, but I don't know. I like to balance myself. I'm like, I'm gonna spend this much time here, this much on basketball. This is important, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not saying that. Look, school's important. You can't play if you don't have the grades.
That's true.
100%. You cannot play. You will be ineligible. Like I've seen it happen. You know what I mean? So, but one thing I could have done better was I would say I'd take it seriously earlier, or stay more consistent to taking it seriously because a basketball season is very chaotic. You know, from October. That's when preseason starts. Workouts are crazy, 3 times a day sometimes, all the way until March is when the season ends, March Madness. So from that time, you're just all basketball. So that's the majority of the school year. And some people could slip, you know. The basketball season could take a toll on you. I guess if you're losing games, you could be feeling down. I'm not doing that schoolwork, whatever. Like, so that comes apart. But the teachers are good.
Yes.
I had good teachers that were like, they also like basketball, so that helped. But I had teachers that would give you extra day to turn something in or help you through it. Like, hey, I know you have a game, you're leaving early, don't miss this, send me a note, like stuff like that. So
they'll come early to meet with you so you can get your assignments in. You've been blessed.
I got good teachers.
And not only just teachers, you've had great mentors.
Yeah.
And you still have a couple mentors who are still in your life, even after middle school and high school. And
for sure,
So how does that make you feel?
It's great to have someone that you can always, like, talk to in a sense. I think one thing I struggled with, trust me, my mom was great. You did a great job raising us as a single mother, and this is one thing that you couldn't provide is teach me how to be a man.
Yes.
And I think that's what a lot of kids that were raised with a single mother struggle with is we're not like, we got to get that masculinity, like we got to learn it. Only a man can teach you that, you know. So I was blessed by having a mentor at the time of my age. It was like high school when he came about, and he kind of, hey, like, told me how to be a man, you know. Stop complaining, just go do it, you know.
Stop being
get
a
up,
cock.
work. Yeah, it's like real stuff, and it's like stuff you know, but it's like it's different when someone's telling you like, yo, get up, bro, stop. Come on, stop slacking.
But I have to honestly say too, I feel as a single parent mother raising 2 young men that I've had great men around me. Your middle school coach, your high, even not just for the school. You played school basketball, but you also played travel basketball. So those men played a pivotal role in your life.
For sure.
Our next door neighbor, who had a house full of sons, I would call him and say, hey, something weird is happening here. I need you to go talk to Jamie or Stefan about this, because I'm a woman. I can teach you how to be nurturer. I can show you love. I can show you how to treat a woman, but I can't teach you how to be that man. Because I'm not a man. I can't give you what I don't have, but I can position you and allow you the freedom to have these people in your life. And so, academic-wise, what do you feel like? Do you feel like you've accomplished or you pushed yourself? Because I know a couple of times you made the president's list, right?
Yeah. So my freshman year of college, I went to a junior college, Gulf Coast State College, and my freshman year basketball, the coach did.
Yes, talk about that.
All right, so the coach, I'm telling you, it gets real. When you get out of college, like
out of high school,
out of high school, you get to college, it's real. The coach's job's on the line. Scholarships are on the line. People are competing for a spot. The coach straight up told me first meeting of like the season, like after we worked out, we had practices. He's like, hey man, you're looking at the 7th, 8th man on this team. Meaning there's 5 people that start. Then the 6th man is usually the first person off the bench that plays a lot of minutes. Then it's 7th, 8th, 9th people that's not really playing, right? And I was like, geez, what do I do? Like, how do I separate myself?
How did you feel when you heard that?
I'm hurt. Think about you worked for something your whole life. You're finally here in college. You have high dreams, high expectations for your college career, and the first meeting is, hey, you're not going to be playing, basically.
Yeah, you're not the 6th man. You're not the 7th, but you're looking more like 8th, 9th,
you know. And I was like, oh, okay. And I love the honesty. He was very honest with me.
Yeah.
But so that year, I just locked in academically. I was like, I got to stand out. I got to stand out. I got my first 4.0 president's list. And eventually, I just made a plan. I was like, how am I going to get on the court?
Yeah.
And I can shoot. I know I can shoot.
Yeah.
But let me be the best shooter on the team.
Say that again. Look into the camera.
I told myself, I was like, I got to be the best shooter on the team to play. I'm undersized. We have 4 to 5 guards are the same size as me that play the point guard position. I don't have that much experience playing point guard because they moved me to shooting guard when I was younger. So I'm like, okay, as a shooting guard, I'm undersized. Everyone's 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", strong and whatever.
The weight, yes.
So I have to be the best shooter. I cannot miss. You know what I mean? And I took that. I literally took it seriously. Every time in practice, I maybe get like 2, 3 shots of scrimmage at practice. I made all 2 or 3. I made sure they're going in. I'm holding the ball up there all the way through the net, and I had my shot. I got my shot. I played 12 minutes. There's a tournament we played. Alright, so the college game is 20-minute half, so it's 40 minutes in total. In those 40 minutes, I played 12 minutes in these 2 games. In those 12 minutes, the first game I had 12 points, and then the second game in 12 minutes I had 14 points. And these were both ranked number 15 in the country, junior college, number 12 in the country. And I remember the next practice. So I know I did good, but I'm not getting the praise or anything. I played my minutes, my 12 minutes. Like,
remember, you're not doing it for others. You're doing it for you. So he didn't get the praise, even though he just dropped some balls. Okay.
Some buckets.
Some buckets. Excuse me. Language. Okay. Yes.
So then, I just remember the next practice, and my coach has a sheet, like the stat sheet from the games. He's like, "You guys did great this weekend. There's one thing I need to say, and there's a thing called efficiency." So when you're on the court, let's say you turn the ball over, you'll probably be negative efficiency. So if you score and get rebounds and your team's winning when you're in the game, you'll be a positive efficiency player, right? So he looks at the score thing, he goes, wow, I must say, Jamie, you have the highest efficiency on the team. That means when you're in the game, we're winning every single time. It's like, and I need to take that into accountability, and you need to play more. Rest is kind of history. I started playing more. One game kind of made me like take it to the next level. We were playing this team called Tallahassee. They were the number 1 team in the state, number 1 team in the country, had the number 1 player in the country at the time too. So they're just all stacked. And we were down like 20 points. And I remember my head coach actually had a heart attack earlier in the season.
I remember that.
So our assistant coach is coaching, and he's like, "Hey man, we're down. If we lose this game, we don't have a shot at the postseason at all." He's like, "Jamie, man, just you have the green light." He literally told me you have the green light. I said, "Huh? Green? Okay." I went 7 for 9 from threes. I only missed 2, so I made 7. I shot 9, made 7 of them, all in one half. We went to triple overtime. We won on a half-court buzzer beater from my teammate. Shot a half-court buzzer beater. We won by 1 point. Went to states. We won the states championship, and then COVID hit. We had to go home. But the next year, I came back. I was starting. I averaged 15. I was first team all conference. I was doing my thing. I was third. I think second in votes for Player of the Year. Yeah, rest is history. You know, you gotta just stick to the plan. Have the end in mind, and don't get comfortable. Like when success starts happening, don't get too comfortable. Like it feels good to have success, but you gotta stay humble. But don't just. I'm trying to think of the word. Like
you can celebrate.
You can celebrate.
And that happens in every aspect of your life too. You're trying to put on weight. I know both of my sons, the biggest, most households, people are trying to lose weight. In my house, people are trying to gain weight. Because you guys are thin. You're on the thin side. Both your dad and I, believe it or not, are on the thin side. Well, we were putting on a few pounds now, but you're on the thin side. But you were consistent with making sure you gained the weight. Eating more than enough calories and all that stuff. So in everything that you're doing, what I'm hearing you say is being consistent, set goals, baby steps toward the goals, but celebrate each step, each accomplishment.
Definitely.
Because if you don't do that, then you're going to feel like until I reach the 100 points, I remember you trying to dunk.
Yeah.
Every morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, your coach from high school would come and unlock the gate, the gym for you. You've had a lot of people in your life, and appreciate the people you have in your life, guys. Not just your parents, but your neighbor who tolerates you dribbling the ball up and down the streets and at 4 o'clock in the morning, okay? And then going to the beach, borrowing people's bicycles.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes, as long as you're not breaking the law.
I got something. You ready? This is what I thought about.
Yes.
Keep the end in mind, but live in the moment. So
say that again?
Keep the end in mind, meaning know where you want to go in life, know what you want. It doesn't even have to be like a long-term end in mind. It can be like something short, like I want to get this job. That's the end in mind. But then live in the moment, meaning like right now.
Yes.
I have a lot of stuff to do after this interview, right?
Yes, but right now
I'm here with you, enjoying this conversation. I'm not thinking about that.
Being in the present.
When it's time, I'll think about that.
Yes.
But in the end of the mind, I know what I have to do. I know I want to do this interview. I know I want to. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. So I'm going to rephrase that as far as business is concerned. So whenever somebody comes for a consultation with us at the office, we always say, what is your end goal? Is it to leave this as an inheritance for your family, your kids, your great-great-grandkids down to the 7th generation? Is it to build the business so well that it operates without you and you sell it? Or is it for you to grow this business and then have somebody else take it over? Or you grow this business and you retire from it? So whatever the end goal is, then you work backwards. For you to build a business so it could run without you, you have to have the right systems, and you have to have the right people, and you have to have people that are in place that can do the work. But in the process of you building the team, like I'm rebuilding my business again, and now my team is up to 4 people.
Yeah.
I went from 8 people down to just me during COVID, then to me and a couple people who were part-time or fluctuate or come in and back. It was depressing. And sometimes I wanted to just give up because I remember, I don't know if it was you or Stefan I had a conversation with, said, what are you going to do? I haven't seen you all my life. I've never seen you work for somebody. So what, you're going to close your business and go get a job? You're the boss.
Yeah. That'd be weird.
That would be really weird. But being the boss doesn't always mean that you can't learn from your teammates and you can't learn from your the younger generation that you used to help.
I learned a lot from the younger, even the kids I train.
Yes.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's just funny seeing like the next generation. Like, was I that kid? Was I that small?
Oh my God.
Was I like barely being able to get the ball up and shoot? I don't remember that.
Yeah.
But of course I was. Yeah.
But I think that what I remember the most with your basketball life and your season, especially mostly high school, is your goal to wanting to dunk.
Oh, yeah.
You worked at that every day and had videos after videos after videos showing your progress. But what I liked, which you just said to everybody, is you celebrated each time you got closer and closer and closer.
That was a celebration. Every time I dunked the ball or
got
closer, I'm posting it. And that's
Yes.
my celebration. Me posting it, like, yeah, y'all
Yes.
see me. And it's like, okay, I see you, boy. You know what I mean? That's like that celebration. But then it's back to grind.
Back to grind. You celebrate for that moment,
It
back to the
happened,
grind.
it's over.
And I remember when you guys used to play travel ball, I used to say something to you guys. In the past, move on.
Yeah.
Next
Next
move
shot,
on.
yeah.
Next shot, move on. Because you'd shoot the ball and you miss it, and you're dwelling on that. Oh man, I shouldn't have missed that. But no, you exerting too much energy in that pass.
I had
It's
a
already in
coach.
the past.
I actually had a coach, and he wasn't around that much, but he was in my high school. He like came to help out somewhat. I think it's Coach Kirk or something. I want to give him this props,
Yeah.
but I remember I was shooting on the shooting machine, the gun, and I think I missed probably like 4 or 5 in a row, and I'm just like, I don't know if I was.
You're deflated.
I
yes.
said something, you know.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't ever want to hear you say a word after you miss a shot again. I was like, huh? He's like, don't ever say a word. You're a great shooter. You're gonna miss shots. It happens. Don't say anything.
Ooh.
I don't know why, but like that's one thing that to
It
this day
stayed with
it's
you.
stuck with me. So like, now when I'll go 0 for 3, next shot,
Yes.
next shot. The next thing you know, I started 0 for 3, and now I'm 4 for 7.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
I made 4 in a row now,
Yes.
and I'm 4 for 7. That's a great
Yes.
percentage.
Yes.
So like I just thought about it like that. Even the kids I train, I tell them next shot. I don't want to hear you complaining like,
Yes.
oh my gosh, you know they're little kids,
Yes.
and I'm like next shot. So they're getting it now.
Yes.
So they don't have to, you know.
They don't have to wait till high school,
to hear it.
That's
you know?
nice. And that's how I feel like you're paying it forward.
Mhm.
So all these great men and women who were in your life, who supported you, all the team moms who fed
Yeah,
you guys,
for
oh
sure.
my God.
Shout out all the team moms, all the
Shout out
teachers.
to all the team moms and the teachers, oh my goodness.
Looked out for me. All my coaches, Coach Vic, Coach Joe, Coach Kevin. I can go down the list. So
Yeah.
I'm missing some people. Coach Gaffney, Coach Vanderslice, Coach TJ, like all those guys, great people. All my teammates. I had a lot of love for people, you know, and I showed them. When I have the chance, I always gotta show the love, you know.
And don't forget your first coach, your brother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Because it's because of him that you really got into it.
I was trying to chase him, you know. I was
You were
to get
trying to
better than
chase him,
And that's
yeah.
what got me better.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So you're now 25.
Mhm.
Look at either you starting off in the 3rd or 4th grade,
Okay.
or maybe middle school, or maybe the peak of your high school. What advice would you have to that age or that section?
Honestly, this would be kind of funny, but with these, I don't know if I know about the NIL deals, but these college players are getting paid. Paid. And if that was the case, if I knew this, so if I go back in time right now to my 4th grade stuff, I'm like, yo, grind, go hard, do 7 years of college. Who cares? 7 years of college. And these people are doing 7th year in college, getting 1.2 million NIL
Wow.
deals. I don't want to say too much. I don't know if I can say this, but I know someone that just got 2 million.
Wow.
2 million.
Wow.
He came from a junior college, went to
Yes.
a D1, went to a higher D1. Now he's getting $2 million this year.
Wow.
One season to play
Yes.
basketball. And that's in college, not in the NBA.
Not NBA. That's
So I told
college.
myself, hey, there's money out there to be made. Take it more serious because it was fun for me.
Yes.
I just wanted to go play. I didn't care about the money. I knew that was gonna come. Like, I didn't really care about the, but now I'm like, hey, I'm talking about. That's the one thing. That's the funny side of it. But on serious note is just be you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I worried a lot when I was younger.
Yes.
I still worry now. I'm an overthinker, but not as bad as it was when I was younger. You know, I have like an identity now. I kind of know who I am.
You know who you are.
But when I was younger, I didn't know who I was. I was searching through. I was like, am I a basketball player? Am I just a good guy? Like, you know, I just didn't have no. So I'd always overthink. I wouldn't say I tried to fit in. That's one thing I didn't really do.
I didn't
try to
see
fit
that.
in, so I didn't do anything to get me in trouble or try to be cool to those people. But I always felt like I didn't fit in, and I thought that was something wrong.
Oh.
But now that I'm older, I'm like, hey, that was perfect. You don't fit in because you're not average. You're different.
You're not average.
And everyone's different. It's not
Yes.
like everyone's unique. You know, that's what
Yes.
makes us all great people. Is we all unique. We come in different shapes and sizes, different cultures, languages, and we can all still gel. That's one thing basketball taught me. I played with kids that had no English.
Yes.
We on the court. He knows to set this pick right here. He knows to roll hard to the basket. I know when to pass it to him. I know good job, dap you up without talking.
Yes.
You know, that's what it taught me.
You guys
that
had
we
your
all
own side
connected.
languages.
Our language is basketball.
Yeah.
You know, but that's cool.
Okay. So what do you want to say to the parents?
Parents, I would say be like my mom. Support, even if you can't be there. For example, my mom was busy. She had her own business, so she was there a lot. You came to a lot of my games, but obviously you couldn't come to every single game. You couldn't come to every
Especially when you
tournament.
went away.
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
tournaments away. Even for school, like I was in South Carolina, that's a hard trip to like come
Yes.
to every game. Like
Yes.
we're in Florida, But I'll say just support your kids. My mom supported me. She let me make my mistakes. She let me, if I say, hey mom, I want to play for this team or something, like, okay. Hey mom, I'm gonna go to St. Andrews. She's like, okay, like, you know, like always supported me, and I think that's what kind of gave me the confidence to do what I do now and just to be who I am, because I had that support early on.
Yeah. So
support your kids. Obviously, construct them. Don't let them just do whatever they want, but support your kids. Be there for them, and give them that motivation. It gotta come from home.
Yeah, it starts from home. It starts from home. So, you're an adult. You graduated college last May. What are you doing with yourself now?
So as of right now, I actually work for SBDC at FAU. It stands for Small Business Development Center. So what we do is offer free business consulting to small businesses in Palm Beach and Broward counties. Of course, you have to meet the criteria and whatnot. But yeah, what I do is just like I'm a client intake specialist, so I work with the clients. I'm the one sending the emails. I'm outreaching. I'm getting surveys done. I'm creating the registration. I write grants with the school. So I write grants with FAU. So I try to generate money. We write to like a big bank, and we're just basically explaining why we deserve to have this funding, because we serve underserved communities, and we are a Latino, Hispanic institution. Like, so we just, you know, but I'm really just learning. I started in October, but I also train on the side, so that's my other job. And I also just got into music, so.
You didn't just get into music.
I didn't just get in. I started dropping music.
Okay, because you've been into music.
Yeah, I've been into music. That was kind of like that got me away from basketball and away from like. Because think about it, you're in South Carolina, Aiken, South Carolina, with new people you just met. You know, you're playing basketball, so of course you know your teammates, but new foreign environment. So you need your separation time. So that's what kind of got me in my bag, was making music. So I feel like I was a great writer. It started off as poetry.
Yeah.
It started like just writing my thoughts down, and it's like a release, you know.
Yeah.
I'm releasing it onto my notes, and then I got kind of good, you know.
Yeah, you got kind of good.
I let people hear some of my stuff, and they're like, "Yo, you should take it seriously." So like now, I'm in the process right now of actually putting my music out there and seeing what it can do, you know.
Do you have anything published that somebody who's watching this can go take a listen?
You ready? Apple Music, Spotify, out everywhere. Tell Me by Jammy, Jammy. Tell Me. Go check it out. New song out.
So tell them again. Apple Music.
It's anywhere. Apple Music, YouTube, Spotify, Tidal, Amazon Music, whatever you listen to your music on. Type in "Tell Me" by Jammy, Jammy. You won't be disappointed.
Okay, tell me. So basketball extraordinaire. President's list in college, so you weren't lazy and flunking out.
I graduated cum laude.
You graduated cum laude, okay. And then now you're working for a great organization, and I want to say SBDC is not just in FAU. No. They're in almost every university and colleges in the United States, and I know there's extensions to reaching out to the Latino communities and other countries. So if you aspire to be in business, you reach out to them, find the closest university to where you live, go on that website, and I guarantee you'll see the SBDC, and you'll fill in an application, and they'll assign you. They'll have a person like Jamie to reach out to you to find out what it is that you need help with in your business, and then you would go there and they'd give you the counseling and so forth. They don't do the work for you. As a former consultant myself, they don't do the work for you. But if you want to go that route and you get the free consulting, you get the guidance and what you need to do, and then you need somebody like our office to help you finalize things. We do the bookkeeping, we do the accounting, we do the taxes, we even help you fill out the application and stuff for government contracting and so forth. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for your patience. I want to thank you for your attention. I hope that you will share this message not just to the young adults or the young children or the neighbors or the children that you teach or you mentor, but for yourself too. Listen to some of the words from a young person. What are you, millennial? What's your thing?
Might be Gen Z. I don't know.
You don't know?
I'm not a millennial. I think that's older than me. Yeah. Gen Z. I think I'm Gen Z.
I
just made it. I'm 99, so I don't know.
You're born in 99? So I don't know.
I think 99 to like 2004 Gen Z.
Okay. So whatever young adults you have in your life, whoever you have in your life that you have an opportunity to share, you don't know how your impact or your surveillance or your watching out or your looking out can impact the life of another person who's now an adult, who's now going to be a contributing factor to our society. It's a circle. The circle of life is real. So we thank you for your support. We thank you for sharing our information. You're watching Real Talk with Darlene Pierre-Louis. My guest is Jammy Pierre-Louis, my son, my baby son. And I am so honored that you made the time today to be here with us.
Thank you for having me.
You're
pleasure.
welcome.
It's awesome.
It is an honor. Anything else you want to say to the audience?
Keep tuning in to Darlene Pierre-Louis. She's great at what she does. She knows a lot more than what she's telling you guys. So ask the questions and you will find out the answers. But thank you for having me. It was a great time. Real talk.
Yeah.
And you guys have a great one.
So Real Talk, you want to give them your Apple, how they can find your music?
Apple, just type in Jamie. So it's not spelled the generic way. You ask my mom why it's spelled Jammy instead of Jammie. But it's fine. I like it. It's unique. So Jammy, Tell Me. It's my first song out. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment. There we go.
All right. Thank you for tuning in to Real Talk with Darlene Pierre-Louis. I am Darlene Pierre-Louis. Have a great day on purpose.